begin with Mr. Little. The City of Anniston has significant assets in the former Fort McClellan property. What would be your overall approach to supporting private investment, job creation, and long-term economic growth in this area? And what timeline would you pursue for the McClellan Development Authority to complete cleanup and prepare properties for reuse?
That's a good question. I'm glad you asked, because my insight from Fort McClellan, the former fort there, is number one, we're going to Washington, D.C. shortly to meet with the people. First of all, I don't know if people know it now, no one building out there now has a warranty deed. If you do, I'd like to know about the warranty deed, because of 1917, that land would belong to the Creek Indians. And first we have to clear that up. And once that is cleared up, then we can move forward in giving people clear deeds to their houses. And I want to meet with the Native American there to make sure that we get that cleared up and let them come out in here, and whatever they want to put out there at Fort McClellan, let them do that. And I don't know what they'll put out there, but you understand me. But what had happened is working with other industries to whatever we can get out there. I mean, and for us cleaning up, the ESCA, we were cleaning up for quite some time out there. We should continue to do that and move forward and make sure that it's a safe place, a safe environment for chemical and things of that nature. But businesses that are moving out to Fort McClellan, the city has invested millions of dollars out there, but I think we have to be smart in spending the public funds. At first, we have to clear out who the property belongs to. And that is a combined effort, I think, with the city, the county, the state, and the federal government. And once that is done, I think people will be interested in putting their money out there along with the city. The city has to be clear in how we spend public funds. But we're ready to engage, and we have several people, I think, that are ready to make a move at Fort McClellan, the former fort, to make some things happen. We're excited about what it can do and what it can bring to this area. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Cheatley.
Yeah, Fort McClellan is very near and dear to me. My mother lives at Fort, so it is very near and dear to me. First off, it's a great resource we have here. It's beautiful. The architecture is incredible. But again, it's another missed opportunity for the city. First, let's start with the cleanup process. I am not the expert, right? I will be the first to tell you I do not know the ins and outs of that. So that's where I would have to rely heavily on the experts who do this day in and day out. That is not me. I am not the expert. But what I am an expert on is transparency and accountability. The city has to be transparent with public money, like Ben was saying. And that's not happening right now. Let's just be clear. That's not happening. No one's going to move to a town. No one's going to relocate a business here if you cannot track the dollars. You've got to be able to track the dollars, and the dollars have to make sense. Make the math. That's more true ever. Is in this city, we have to make the math. And cut the red tape at City Hall. That's how you get development. As an entrepreneur and a business owner myself, that is why I chose to run. It's the red tape that I faced at City Hall. Opening a small business was probably the hardest thing in my life to get done. In a small town in Alabama that needs businesses. You'd think it would be the exact opposite, but it wasn't. And then the lack of transparency that I'm getting from city officials is quite disturbing, to be honest. So again, we need to continue being transparent. We've got to work with the officials to get McClellan cleaned up, get reinvestments out there, and continue pushing that forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Smith.
Yeah, so I just want to say the MDA is still in existence for the purpose of environmental cleanup through ESCA funds. And they are a board comprised of people that are appointed by the city and the county, and I believe there's a governor appointment as well. So I just want to make that clear. The first thing I would do to ensure development on McClellan is I would work directly with the EDC to bring in industry, to promote jobs and opportunity for people within our city. There's an entire industrial park that is completely underutilized, and so what I would like to do is develop a program, or the experts on the EDC, to recruit those to this particular area. Another thing that I would do is we need to highlight the need in the city. We are currently in a housing crisis. We do not have homes for people to come live in, whether it be multi-use, it could be for families, it could be for veterans, it could be for senior citizens. One of the things that I want to do is highlight recreational and residential areas that we can bring people here so that they have somewhere to stay, they have something to do, and they also have somewhere to work. Daily, we see about 40,000 people commute through the city of Anniston. We can capitalize off that if we do this the right way. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Woods.
Hey, it's Fort McClellan. I've only been here 4 years, but I've heard a lot about the place. I agree with Ben over there about finding out who truly owns the land and stuff with the neighbors and stuff. And as the chief would said, cleanup should be left to the experts. But I certainly agree with Smith that we need to bring in, figure out residential. Like, it's a very key resource as is. We need bring in figure out housing, access to multiple use, and as Fort McClellan, I know there's a lot of history there, and now I want to also preserve some of that history. Like, reserve some for maybe a museum or something. Like, it's got a lot of history and heritage to it. So some of it should be preserved for more tourism. But as I said, we need to figure out who truly owns the land, clean up, and figure out what we want to use it for. Housing, industrial, like, as all my other candidates said. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Foles.
I feel everybody's made great points in here, and I'm glad that Mayor Smith did bring that to light, that ESCA is operating continuously to make sure the cleanup is going on. And that is the board that's controlled by the county, the city, and as well as one from the state. But most importantly, what we're seeing here, and I heard as we were talking, people talking with the council, we're talking about jobs, we're talking about working with the EDC, we're talking about working with other areas to bring industrials out there. And then, like, again, someone said about housing, to bring housing out there. But let us not forget, we just got control of that land to know what's really out there. We talked, this place closed in 1999. And we just get to a point where we know exactly what the city's good. We got to evaluate that and make sure we got to build this map to showing what's commercial, what's industrial. We got to show what can be used for residential. Things are already going on out there. We got to be holding everybody accountable. We got to be transparent. But those are things that can happen with Clone, but we're so far behind. But again, I don't want to go back, I don't want to digress and going backwards. But we are in a place now that we know we got control of the land. We've got recreational prospects out there that can work together, trails that are out there that can bring people here. We got so many things out there that can be so very helpful. We got businesses already operating out there. But if you're talking about jobs and get people jobs, those are the type of places that we got to have where we can get industry, we can get commercial, we can get those things that are out there now. We have people out there now with parks and recreation that's out there. We have other businesses that are out there. But what we got to do is identify what's what, have a map, be transparent, let everyone have input as we move forward. But I think that is a place that has been lying desolate so long. I think if we get together, work together, and this is another one of the regional concepts, how we all can work together, we help not only help Anderson, but the entire region as a whole.
Thank you. Our next question, question 3, will begin with Mr.